I'm going to begin stitching my March Kit of the Month, Let the Wind Blow, with my border stitch, which is a Smyrna cross. I've marked the upper left corner of the project by counting down 2 inches from the top edge and 2 inches from the left edge, and I've put a marker there. From this marker, I'm going to count down 4 canvas threads, and I'm going to begin here. So now I can just remove this. I don't need it anymore. I have anchored my thread with an away knot. I'm going to stitch toward the knot, covering the tail. You can see the tail on the back. And when I get to the knot, I'll just clip it off because my thread will be anchored. So the Smyrna cross is made up of 2 parts, a basic cross stitch over 4 canvas threads, and an upright cross stitch that goes right in the middle. The last stitch for all of the Smyrna crosses should be the same stitch. So in this case, my last stitch is going to be this horizontal stitch. I'm stitching my top border from left to right. So my last stitch needs to be made from right to left. The reason for that is I want to have equal tension on each end of every stitch in the Smyrna cross. And if I were to make the horizontal stitch from left to right, there might not be as much tension on the end of the stitch as I would like for there to be. It might look a little off compared to the rest of the stitches. So when I'm traveling with the Smyrna cross from left to right, I make the final horizontal crossing stitch from right to left. I'm connecting all of my crosses. We're shearing holes. It's going to be a nice tight border. I like this Smyrna cross because it's a nice border. It nicely defines the area that we're stitching within for our background stitches and our motif stitch, but it's not too highly textured. So it's a nice medium texture border. It's also very versatile. You can make the basic cross stitch with one color or one kind of thread, and you can do the upright cross stitch with a contrasting color or different texture of thread. So it makes it a very versatile stitch and easy to, it's easy to count, it's easy to stitch, and it's really easy to see when you've gotten off. So I'm going to continue stitching across until I have 18 Smyrna crosses along the top edge. When I get to the last one in the row, I'm going to reverse the direction of this final stitch. It looks exactly the same on top, but by reversing the direction of the final stitch, it puts me in a good position to then stitch going down the right edge. And so that's why I'm going to reverse the direction when I come to the last stitch in the top row. So I'll continue stitching the border, and then we'll come back and see how to do the motif stitches and the background stitches.